What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Was Not Was, Sleeping Warrior, Tommy, Terra Firma, Stopping Traffic in My Rasta Hat, Travis, Ranty Flat Earth, Jose, Chocolate Saying, and Arwin. Massive panel.
Hello.
Good to have you all.
Hello.
Terraplanista.
It's a marathon.
Good afternoon.
Shout out to ACFE Chick.
I love Caroline, ACFE chick.
Good stuff.
Shout out to Caroline.
So are we going to go
Shout
through
out
housekeeping
retracted.
quick?
Retraction retracted.
What did you say, Anthony?
Such
Are
a
we going through the housekeeping quick?
Yeah, we can do. Any signs of curvature?
no.
Axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
No.
No.
Scientific evidence of gravity?
No.
Self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No.
Well, no.
No.
NASA. No.
Can we add one? Any
Yeah,
evidence
there's
of the
still
missing
two
link
more.
for evolution?
No, that's not flat Earth related.
Sorry. All right then. Shout out
Evidence-
retracted.
Any evidence for the distance to the sun?
There is no distance to the sun. No.
There is no spoon.
I love that answer, to be
It is.
honest, Darwin. I think that's your best contribution ever. I love it.
Thank you.
What about the presupposition
no
itself?
spoon.
Any evidence of the R value? Earth
Nope.
radius, gentlemen.
Arr.
R.
Just have to bend.
What does that mean?
Radius.
Sanctus.
Radius Dominus.
Oh, Radio Sanctus.
And that's why
Gravitas
we won't
Dominus.
claim you, Tommy, as a flat earther.
So,
That was, on his
Alpha
first,
retard.
that was on his first day, right? He didn't know what
forgot
R
one.
was.
Nathan, you forgot one.
Was it-
I
which
kind
one
of
did
had
I
an
forget?
idea, but I wasn't that secure in just putting it out there. In it, so
What was funny was you were already arguing it.
I know.
And then at some point you were like, wait, what is R?
Like, I'm sure that's radius, but I'm not going to say it. Don't say, I don't know. It doesn't matter to you. I don't need to know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was.
it's
I
cool,
loved how you
man.
didn't know that. It was great.
Next.
Sad times, man. Sad times.
Gas pressure.
It's
Nathan.
alright, man. It's a learning experience, buddy.
I was trying to explain gas pressure to my mate earlier, and I was saying to him, he going, "Oh, well, how does the water hold in?" I goes, well, if you put water into a bucket or a bath, it's contained. So, but air, you say, how are you going to put air in a bucket with the lid open? And he's gone, "Oh, well, you can have heavy air." And I goes, "Well, no, the heavy that would end up kind of technically being a liquid, wouldn't it? A gas like oxygen can't be held in an open bucket, so it needs to be contained in order to contain and create pressure
Yeah,
inside.
ask him to go and buy some deodorant, a tin of deodorant, but without the tin.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd explain that. That didn't seem to sink in either. It's what makes me laugh is everything when you try to explain these contradictions, they automatically just look at you and say, "What's wrong with you? Are you wearing a tinfoil hat? You're this, you're that." I'm like, "Well, have you done any experiments? Have you looked into any of this?" No. Okay, so you're in a less position than me, are you not? No, but you're not doing it. You're not believing. It's just. Sorry, let's just put that out there.
Well, it's a fair point. I mean, a lot of the people, the cognitive, it's called cognitive dissonance. the awkward feeling that you get when you're presented with evidence that's contrary to your own views or beliefs. That's what they're
Or when
suffering
you're
with,
faced
and most
that you're an
people
adult
retaliate
and you're
with
touting
scorn.
arguments that came from third grade.
Exactly. And they're more willing to trust what they learn as a kid, and because everyone else agrees with it, than actually going outside and doing it themselves. You know what I mean? If there's another, I am bamboozled by the fact that it's what do you want? What do you want me to say? My mate Adam. My mate's on Discord with me. He's asked me to ask you so what do you want? What do you want, Adam?
Why don't you ask him to join so we can ask him himself?
He
Full
wouldn't.
panel.
Would you join, Adam?
Full panel. Unless Tara's prepared to drop because we haven't heard a word.
If he says he doesn't want to join the debate, but he's also my flat Earth mate that when I reviewed all the argument with Nathan, that convinced me that I was in the wrong.
So what is his
He's a
question?
flat Earth.
He said something about 9/11. I don't know if you want to change the subject onto that, but just that
flat
why do
Earth
people just
always.
believe everything they watch on TV that 9/11 happened exactly how it did, when obviously it's not true.
What's incredible is people can say, yeah, it was a made-for-TV movie, 9/11 didn't really happen, blah, 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 blah. But then they go, but the pictures we see from space, of course they're real.
Yeah.
To be fair,
just
there's only
taking that
one
completely on
person
faith.
I know in the Ball Earth model that argues pictures from space, and it's Jeremy. I don't know anybody else that does. Most other people seem to reject it out of hand, and that's seems to be the accepted position by them. Just don't accept pictures from space because they know that everybody laughs at them. Shout out to Jeremy.
What's Travis's girlfriend's brother have to say about it?
Hey, I can drop in if someone wants to come in. This is Earth Flattener. Terraplanista.
Terraplanista. I like that.
Adam.
It's Earth Flattener in Spanish.
So,
Okay.
Yeah,
why,
so we're
who's
good.
trying,
Yeah,
who's
I got
trying
the
to
back
join?
panel, so
Get
Okay,
your mate to come
alright.
in and have the conversation. Tell him not to be scared. It's not a first date. Just questions.
I told him. I'm trying to tell him now, but he's Adam. Just join the panel. I'll send you a link and join the panel and just come and speak to them. Just come and speak to them and tell them like how long you've been telling me for. Just come in.
Don't be scared.
Let me know when he's ready, because I don't want to trade a spot with was not was for him to go on mute, and then just Nathan says we have a full panel and that's that.
Okay, 1 second. You say join this link here, Adam.
Come on, Adam.
Welcome to the show. You don't know.
Adam, there it is.
that's only one way I'll get sniped for Nathan to sing faster.
Adam, just join in. They want you to join. They've kicked me, I think.
No, we
we
haven't. Not yet.
Welcome to
So
the
yeah.
show.
So yeah, I believe that we've been here always. I don't think we were created or anything like that. I think everything, like I said yesterday to you, Anthony, I think we're an Etch-a-Sketch. And so
Sure.
all the little magnetic pieces that are on this Etch-a-Sketch have always been there, and it's just up to evolution time to turn those knobs and create the image that you see. And so you think that we've been through 7 civilizations that have been reset. So that would just be the Etch-a-Sketch being shaken and starting over. But everything is already there.
I don't compare it to
just like your
Etch-a-Sketch.
bacteria, how it forms from 1 into 2. I think it's just being nourished by its environment. And these little
but nourishment
bacteria
alone won't give
can
you
become
creation.
these little bacteria or organisms can turn into a banana just like they can turn into a person. But in the beginning, they all start the same way.
Right, but where from though? They can't start from nourishment. Nourishment itself doesn't explain what we
You know
have.
what you said to me about like how come?
Well, just environment, just everything, just the environment.
But
No,
you
you
can't
can't get
turn
something
from
from
a
nothing.
Can I just ask this guy a question real quick?
Organism.
If we have
it can be
soil,
part of any organism,
Guys,
but they can't
can we just have the two
change
of them?
into one.
Can we have 5
hey,
opinions?
soil does not equal tomato plant, just like tomato plant doesn't equal
Well
soil.
Well said.
Right. But the fact that a tomato can come from a seed tells you that things
Right,
evolve.
where does the seed come from?
Right, but not the same
The seed
thing.
comes.
You're saying
ultimately
a cat will always be a cat, but what is the difference between a tiger and a house domestic cat? There's a massive difference, but they're very similar. Same with monkeys and human beings.
Yeah, but you're talking about things that we know, things like lions and all these things. We see that, but if you see a one single bacteria and that can become a human, why would you think?
It
Well,
can't,
what's-
and
a
it
cell,
doesn't.
the name
a
that-
cell. Okay, a
what's-
cell becomes a human. Yes.
There's a
A
very
cell does not
specific
become a
cell.
human. No.
What becomes
A cell
what
does not
becomes
become a
a
human.
human?
That's not, no.
What becomes
An
a
egg
human?
cell.
No, a complex,
specific.
like high quantity of cells, like equating
Okay.
to like to seed from the male with a complex compound of multi cells. Also,
Okay.
the egg from the female. So, in no way, shape, or form are you going from one cell to man.
No, it is.
Okay,
Yeah, but where does
so
the cell
a
come
Very
from?
complex cell.
A complex
No, it's not one
form
cell,
of a
Arwen.
bunch of
An egg
cells.
cell, yeah, it is.
A
No, it's
complex
not.
form of a bunch of cells come together and make a human. And just the same,
Where did they come from, though? That's
bunch
the
of
question.
different
Not how.
complex bunch of cells become a banana. So it's like,
Right,
why would you
where-
think that we
right,
don't
the
come
question
from the
is, where
same
did they
root?
come from? Not
Because
how
you
did they
just
do it.
explained it yourself, they're not the same root. It might be the same process, but they're not the same root.
But in the beginning, it's a single cell.
Yes, it
In the
is. I just
beginning-
looked it up.
In the
You're
beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, is the sentence.
wrong. It is one cell thing.
Right, the
What's
question
one
is,
cell,
in the
Arwen?
beginning,
Specific, it's
how
a
did we get
special
here?
cell.
What's one cell, Arwen?
It's a membrane with all kinds of components within it. It's another level, basically, concerning
Are
life.
you talking
but where
about
did it come
after the sperm and egg have already come together?
You know, a load of
Once
dead
they
things
merge,
make
and there's a
load of dead things make one alive thing. You know, and one thing that's alive is made up of loads of dead things. So it's just
No, it's not.
it is.
Not. It's not.
Microorganisms.
That provides the nourishment. But like you said, you get soil and you don't get an eggplant or
And even
a
diseases
tomato plant.
diseases thrive on killing other living organisms. So are they alive or dead? They're still alive because they spread and kill, but they're not exactly alive. They kill organs. But they're all dead inside. They use things for
No.
host.
It requires a certain
life can work backwards.
biochemical activity,
also
and
alive.
that makes it living or dead. Doesn't matter if it's
rotting corpse,
even
a
in
rotting corpse
in a corpse,
is
in a
alive.
regular corpse, even though the host is
when
dead,
that's
it's
rotting,
still
stuff
there's
that's
still
happening there that
activity
is-
going on.
There's things there, activity that you could call life, because anything that's active is life in a sense. But that's rotting corpses. That is
Yeah.
also could be seen as life. So it's
Yeah,
just
there's rotting going on. That's
because things are
bacterial
reacting to each
activity.
other,
That's
doesn't mean that it's
organisms.
proof of creation.
Right, but the corpse itself is not alive anymore.
Exactly.
Or what you.
But once again,
Yeah, but the organisms
single
on it.
cell doesn't equate to banana, just as the same as banana doesn't equate to single cell.
There's no
equaling
proof.
single cell to man, man to single cell.
A
So
regular-
therefore the same place. I mean, give me a break.
A regular bacteria and an egg cell, if you put them next to one another, they're completely different. Just saying, it's not the same kind of system. You can't. It's a different design. It's not designed to evolve into a big
But the thing
organism.
is, where
That's
does the
just
cell
not what
come
it's
from in
designed
the
to do.
first instance?
But the sperm and the egg, Arwen, is not just one cell.
No, of course it's not.
But that is what you were just arguing, which was what my point was
That's
against what the other guy was saying, which is that
okay. Two cells.
you're not dealing with right, exactly. It's not one cell. Thank you.
Okay, I get that. Yeah. But it's
Well,
not like a clump of cells. It's basically two cells. It's very specific. Anyway.
All right, cool. That was a roller coaster. That was. It's a roller
We had that for
coaster.
hours last night, though.
Well, if you like that,
Still
Tommy, you ain't
still
seen
no further
nothing
down the
yet,
line
baby.
to where the one came from in the first place.
Yeah, I'm a Bromy and proud.
What was that, Anthony?
We're still no further down the line as to where the one came from in the first instance.
Well, yeah, we'll never know.
Thank
We're
you.
just people. We're just people. We
Well,
don't
we're
even
never
know
gonna
what
know.
shape the Earth is, let
No, but
alone
do you
where
agree
we
that to
come
have
from.
people,
It's
it
ridiculous.
must have
Hey,
originated
what came
from somewhere?
first? The woman or the egg cell?
The chicken or the egg.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think things just gradually get more complex, don't they? They start off simple
Yeah.
and they get more and more complex. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they
started
start-
from a cell.
And that's just basically the more like we're getting more complex. Like technology's getting more complex. Things just get more and more complex as time goes on. Evolution, which is just
Yeah, but
points
how does
towards
it
that.
start though? Is the question, not whether how it evolves.
How
If it
does it
evolves at
start?
all.
It's
That's
very
why
simple.
nobody.
It's
That's
very
why nobody
simple.
has
It's
an
always
answer
an
for
egg.
who
It's
comes
always
first,
an
the
egg.
chicken or the
The
egg.
fact that it's been created, the start was created by a creator who created the creator, and that it also doesn't. That it also goes on. If we just say there's a collection of things,
It's
a
very
collection of things that
simple.
eventually gets more complex.
It's the question. The answer to the question is extremely simple. It's always the seed, because that's how an organism is grown. So that always comes first.
But
It's
where
always
does the
the seed.
seed come from?
Where does the seed come from?
Well, that's the big question, and can
Right, so
be
you have a
created,
creator.
recreated.
Right.
It's what humans now.
So what created the creator?
Unfortunately.
Somebody, please.
And what created
What
the
created
seed?
the creator?
What created the seed?
Yeah, don't answer a question with a question. Just
I
answer
mean,
that.
it's ultimately a tautology because
Its creator.
you
How can you
regardless
say where the creator came
regardless-
from if you don't even know who the creator is, right?
regardless of
Yours-
whether or not
Or if the creator exists at all.
No,
hold on.
It was designed.
Let Travis speak real quick.
Sorry.
It-
Regardless of whether or not you're atheist or Christian, at least to do that that contrast, you ultimately are taken back to the same starting point with both models. You both have to answer the same question of origins, regardless of whether or not you attribute it to a personal divine being that you can know and understand and relate to, or a non-relational, non-tangible, unknowable force.
Yeah, you're talking about
regardless
the two.
of which.
You're talking about the two. I can't say this word. Ontological principles. Either we came from nothing, or we were created. Those are your only two choices.
Not really.
Yeah.
We could have come here by a mothership.
That's being created. So if you're
Yeah,
saying
but
we
where
came from
did that
aliens,
came from?
that falls under we were created. It didn't come from nothing. If it came from aliens, therefore it falls into the first category, Anthony. So yeah, you can. There, I can't say the word. Ontological principles or whatever that word is. But yeah, you can only have one of two.
It's pretty easy. It's just ontological. Ontological.
Ontological.
But
There
what
you
we
go.
call nothing is actually it's just something that we can't, like an unknown. Is that what we define nothing as an unknown? Because nothing can't exist because we have something which is our reality. Reality is something, so therefore nothing could ever exist because we have something. It kind of eradicates the idea that nothing could ever be.
Well, this entire subject was covered by John, and I replayed it literally only a couple of days ago. I might replay it again just because of this conversation. But yeah, so it's in the top of my playlist if you go to Nathan Oakley 1980 channel. It's called The Creator versus Atheism. Science versus Scientism, I think, is the subcategory. But yeah, so Science versus Scientism, The Creator versus Atheism. Just check it out. It's only about an hour long.
I'll save that to my thing. The playlist you say is in.
Yeah, so it's at the top. If you go to Nathan Oakley 1980 channel,
Yeah, I'm
at the
on
top
that
of the
now.
playlist, Flat Earth Thoughts, it's in there. Science versus Scientism on the thumbnail, and it's The Creator versus Atheism. It was about 5 months ago. As I say, I played it back literally a couple of days ago.
Now you've got loads of videos, haven't you? Fucking hell.
Anyway, same goes to the audience. Check it out. Science versus Scientism, The Creator versus Atheism.
Interesting.
Hey Nathan.
Isn't it fun?
Yes.
Hey, do you find it a little, I don't know, interesting that they found out that the observatory, or what was it, the Sun Observatory was closed down over child pornography?
Well, that's the claim. That doesn't mean it's the reason.
No, I'm saying that's the reason that was actually given now here on our national news and stuff.
Really?
This morning and
Yeah,
last
that's the
night.
official
Absolutely.
narrative.
Wasn't it more than
Called
one?
it yesterday.
Whoa,
Wasn't it
hang
more
on.
than one that got shut down, or is it just that one? in
It was mini because
Sunspot.
the computer system that was being used is all linked.
right.
Yeah, that's
Unsecured
just,
open
just the
network.
official narrative.
Ooh.
Look over here.
No, it wasn't.
at
He was
this-
using the secured government hard system to download the child pornography.
Yeah, I don't think so. Is my honest answer. The other answer is that who on earth, if you were into that sort of thing, would do it at your workplace on a national computer? You know, a government.
I'm just telling you that that's what they're literally
Megalomaniacal
reporting.
fools.
Hang on, Arwen. That's what they're literally reporting on the national news here, not conspiracy stuff. I'm talking about NBC, CBS.
Yeah, national
and
news is
ABC.
the conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking about just not independent or internet or YouTube, channels. I'm talking about our actual government put out
Fake-
propaganda.
Fake news.
Right, the big time mainstream fake news is that's what they're reporting over here.
Okay, then apparently that's not happening.
Well,
So
all
what
the
do you think
conspiracy
is
channels on the
happening?
internet, are trying to claim aliens and sunspots and all these other like wacky things that involve, all things heliocentric in space. And the government party line here is that it was indeed child pornography being downloaded and shared. So basically sent and received through the government system.
So they've gone all megalomaniacal and thought, oh yeah, we are on the winning side. Or
They're claiming it was a janitor.
Really?
I just pulled up a story.
Verbatim. This is straight off the national news. You can pull it up on any the first thing on Google will be
Janitor.
New York Times or something like that, and it'll be janitor child pornography from the Solar Observatory.
when's the trial gonna be?
Janitor probed over child sex abuse image allegations.
You found it, Chocolate?
Yeah, but it's not like it's the register. I just clicked on the first one that popped up, but yeah.
Yeah.
It says, yeah, it was evacuated and
I had a conversation with mate, also another friend of mine last night, and it goes to him. He goes, "Oh, I can demonstrate gravity to you, but I can't prove gravity to you." And then he goes, "I can demonstrate the curvature, but I can't show you curvature." And I was like, "It's like me saying you can have an ice cream, but you can't eat it. You can look at this, but you can't have it."
Exactly.
And
I'd tolerate the first one, but I'd like to bet him a 6-pack of brews that he can't demonstrate the second one.
Demonstrate curvature.
Yeah, I got a 6-pack of beer that says he absolutely can't demonstrate curvature.
6-pack of beer, man. That's a big wager. That is.
That's it's plenty. You know what I'm saying? It's 50 cents is the same as 5,000. At that point.
But it just makes me laugh. Like that now, obviously he's looking from the other side of it and actually questioning people that have they've not done no experiments themselves. They've just like everything else what they've heard as they're growing up, and they come out with these contradictions, and you listen to them and you're thinking, can you not see like what's wrong with that? Can't you see there's nothing wrong with that? Does that not sound? And he's like, no, it perfectly makes sense to me. And he's like, oh man, you can show me, you can demonstrate it, but you can't show me. Like it's just
Hey, Tommy, let me just give you one thing that'll prove all questioners that you encounter, incorrect, essentially. You can just go ahead and let them just wait till they give you the boats go over the curve thing. And then when they do, let them watch the boat go away. And then when they're convinced, so it's good and gone, right? It's over the curve, right? And they're like, yeah, it's gone. And so I don't have a magic camera, right? Right. Cameras aren't magic. It's gone. Yeah, that's gone. All right. And now zoom in. And there she blows, Captain. And at that point, I really don't know what they can really say.
That's their own point of view destroyed. But I feel like
it just devastates.
If you've got a device that can see further, then the horizon will only go back further to that device's range that you're magnifying, and only things start to tend to disappear once you get to that horizon level.
It's called getting into seeing your own ass factor.
Madness.
No, it's
And
being
then
able to see so far with so much super looming hydro refraction hyena that you can look over the ocean and with a zoom lens powerful enough and eventually see your own arse.
And then if you happen to have buildings or something beyond the horizon, then ask them, well, if the boat's going over the horizon, how are there buildings, beyond it? How can you see that?
And yet you need to,
Shouldn't that be?
and yet when the only height that you're supposed to see curvature is when you go to like NASA's level, and NASA are holding all the keys to all the conclusive nail in the coffin arguments.
But
you'll never
remember,
get NASA's
you'll
door.
always get people that say that they can see curvature from a plane window.
You can't,
And so they're either lying
and they don't
or
understand
they
it.
are so brainwashed that they are literally just lying to themselves, because you, I, they, and everybody else knows from a plane window, they're not seeing any curve.
Madness, ain't it? Fucking hell.
Yeah, we actually came across that argument last night at the art gallery. The proprietor of the art gallery, he's like, I just came back from a business flight. I saw the curvature. I've been up there enough times. I saw it. And
Right.
when someone just pukes that out, I just, especially because
It's
we didn't have
smack
a
in the
whole lot
mouth
of time.
factor right there.
And then I've asked my mates to come on here and to the global one and the flat Earth one, and they don't want him. The global is like, oh, don't interest me. What's the point in me arguing if water's wet? He sees it that small as an argument, but I'm just like, you're not even in your head. You already have it made up. Like you could be wrong. You do realize that? Like no,
yeah,
no,
but
no.
the reason why you argue that water isn't wet is because water isn't wet.
It's supposed to be. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I think water can.
I mean, what I'm saying is that's why it makes sense to make the argument, because it's not. So it's not you.
I don't know.
You
I'd say water was wet because when you're inside water, you're not exactly dry, are you?
Yeah, but water is what makes you
Yeah,
wet.
but the
water is not
the
wet.
water itself is not wet.
The
Water
itself
is what
is just
makes
water,
you
innit?
wet.
Water is just water, like fire is fire.
Wet is an
But-
attribute.
But water, but fire is hot, and water is also,
Wet is what we attribute
Wetness
something that
and-
has water or moisture, but it's not the actual water itself.
Wet and hot are attributes.
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate.
water wet. Oh
Yeah,
god,
we all over the place.
I'm sorry, man.
Hey, Nathan.
Maybe it's because we can't find any gravity or curvature.
Yes.
Molten iron
Find
core.
plenty of it.
Wait, hey, Nathan.
It's very hard to
So-
prove.
Who created the creator? Can you answer that?
Welcome to the show.
Itself.
What you don't know.
As
Or-
I
I
was
said,
asking Nathan.
well,
Yeah, but
you
it's
have to start
something
with the
created
creator.
the creator.
So the end of that is just
Or
a
if
creator
it's
who created
not
the creator's creator.
a part of
It's
the
like
show.
saying that aliens are real. Yeah, well, who created the aliens? But ultimately, you have to start with a creator, singular.
Well, who
there's some-
created the creator, though?
But do you, though?
As I say, watch
It
the creator
depends on-
versus atheism for all your creator versus atheism needs.
So
It
wait, but if
depends
the
time
creator,
it depends if time is eternal or cyclical.
so if the
Time
creator
and
is
space
single,
bend.
if the creator is single, that's a form of singularity. You
Guys.
believe in the singularity?
Hey,
Would it have to be single though? Because if something
okay,
created,
you guys want an
or
answer?
created-
for the
you're
I
whole-
think
saying-
we just don't know. I think
Go
we
on,
just
Jonathan.
don't know.
No, but what I'm saying is like
there's
you're
a
saying
situation.
it's
There's a
something-
situation
What created
that's
the creator?
absolutely
right?
possible. It's constantly creating. That's what the universe is, a creating universe. That's what it does. There's no start to it because it's a creating thing.
So that
And
falls
if you
into
say there
category
has to,
2. So
if
that's
you say there
category
has
2.
to be, then that's
So that's
I'm sorry.
the ontological principles. That's number 2. So either everything came from nothing, or everything was created by a creator.
no,
Logical, not ontological.
Ontological.
no. That's we're
Well, the
experiencing
creator,
it, so we can't make
the
that.
creator
We
is
can't
in-
make that call.
The creator is included
I'm not saying it's
in
a
everything.
call. I'm saying it's one or the other. Either everything came from nothing, or everything was created. Those are your only two choices. So what you're suggesting,
Right,
Jonathan,
born
is the
born out of
second,
stillness.
which is everything came from nothing.
I
No,
think
from
everything was just
stillness.
always here.
Stillness isn't nothing. Stillness is the point, the fulcrum, okay, at the twin opposing vortices, the moment between in breath and out breath, and the what when yeah, I lost the words for it. Basically, it's God. It's the fulcrum. It's the balance. It's everything is a duality. The thing in the middle is the cause. That's why science left the cause out of cause and effect, because they couldn't answer the question. If that was the case, how could they have the authority they had over everybody? Everybody would want that question. Everybody would be focusing there. So they just started to create everything. They called everything else the effect. The cause, which was really the effect. And then it's just
So
kind
if
of faded away. It became religion.
if everything was created by a creator, so the creator was
I don't know.
always there.
I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, that is
if there's
that's
something
the traditional.
that's a creator, it can only create, right? So that's all it does is create. This
Who's the
turning
guy
on and
asking the
turning off
question right
thing
now? Who is
is a
it?
human thing. That's a
Hi.
human
Benjamin,
concept.
hold on.
At
Why
the end
does
of the
it say
day,
Oakley
what do we
channel?
do with that
Hold
information
on.
anyway?
Hello, Benjamin. Can you say hello?
Gone.
Just real quick, you guys, if you're interested, I would suggest that you can search for Greg Sponson versus Gordon Stein. It's a debate. It's pretty fantastic in terms of delving into the philosophy of what we're talking about. But then if you're interested in
It
reading
shouldn't
further,
be a debate,
I would
though.
recommend.
It shouldn't be put in that format. And I apologize for even like trying to shove it down you guys.
Hold on.
Be right
Yeah,
about
Patterson.
it. It's an idea. That's something you can think about. That's all. The answer comes on a personal level with something like that. You can never really to get two people to agree on it that's uninteresting anyway.
Earth Flattener, why does your icon say Oakley Cord?
It doesn't.
My icon?
I think you're looking at it wrong. Mine is Mount Rushmore.
Okay,
Mine
no.
is Mount
The
Rushmore.
other guy. No, not you. The other guy.
Well, it's probably
Who's the
someone
other
on
guy?
his.
No, stop talking. No, you stop talking right now. The other guy that just spoke up.
Yeah.
Am
He's
I that
on
guy?
Oakley Cord.
Yeah, who's on Oakley Cord?
Hey,
It's
Karen.
through
Is that
Skype.
really you? Hold on a second, guys. Is that you, Karen?
Yes, it's me.
Good
It's
to
me.
have you.
Thank you.
Karen B.
What's
Oh yeah,
up,
no. Who's the
Karen?
guy that's on through Oakley Cord?
Yes.
Haunted house?
Who is that? Oh, haunted house. Okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, thank you.
Is it a green circle?
You're on Skype
No,
now.
it's
You
just
can see
coming
your
up as
icon.
on Oakley
Yeah.
Cord, and so every
Yeah, you're
time
on-
that it's being talked on, I see the vocal highlight come up on Oakley Cord, but I know it's not Nathan, obviously, so I'm trying to figure out who is talking when I'm seeing that vocal.
Oakley
come up.
Cord is Nathan.
We run into most of these problems when we
See
try to
who's talking right
convince
there? That's
or-
coming up on Oakley Cord on my
Yeah,
screen right
that's
there.
Haunted House.
Okay, haunted house. Wow. All right.
Okay. So
Hi,
How you
There you
doing,
go.
Karen?
What we're saying hi to Karen.
Hey,
Hello.
Karen.
Hi,
Hello.
Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Love you, Karen.
Hi.
Karen B.
So
Just let her talk.
It's-
Just let her
it's a
talk. I want to
pretty-
listen.
I hear that.
Why are you guys arguing about what came first, the chicken or the egg?
The egg. Always the egg.
Who knows?
Thank you,
No,
Karen.
it's not the egg, Arwen. That's wrong. It's the chicken.
No.
100% it's the chicken. Because how the creator creates the
Well,
chicken,
wait a minute.
then the chicken
Wait a
lays
minute,
the
wait a minute.
egg.
Karen,
If you just create an
Karen,
egg,
you
who's
just-
going to take care of the baby that comes out of that egg? Are you going to take care of it?
Yeah.
No, there has to already be
If
a
you're
chicken
a
there to
creator,
take care
yeah, the
of the baby
designer
chicken.
would.
but
So
wait
the
a minute,
chicken
wait a
comes
minute, wait a
first.
If
minute.
you're going to make a new species, are you going to, from scratch,
But this is
graft
a-
its flesh together? No, you're going to create and modify an egg, and then you're
I
going to
like
hatch
Karen's
it using
answer
a
the
brood.
best.
No, if you're the
system.
creator, you're going to create a species, and then you're going to make it so that species can then independently of you procreate and go on its own. You're going to make the
Really?
chickens.
No, that's
So
not
you're
how
saying,
I
so
would
you're saying
design
the
it.
creator. So you're
That makes
saying,
sense.
I really don't know.
Like Adam and Eve, he didn't create babies; he created adults.
Right? Exactly.
right. So you're saying the creator would create the chicken, not the egg.
Yes.
so that the chicken can lay the egg and take care of, the
Yes.
baby that comes out of the
Is
egg
it
and all
literally
that. I
said
get
that
it.
he crafted them
Yes.
from scratch? Like from
From
nothing?
See,
nothing.
No,
Adam,
he
Like with
created
Adam and Eve?
Adam, and then he created Eve from one of
I know.
Adam's ribs.
I know, but how about the animals? Is that described?
That's a
That came out
story.
off his toe.
What?
So
They made
flat Earth,
teeth from a
flat
rib,
Earth
and then
might
they
have
made all the
Was it his
something
animals
rib?
with
underneath
his
it.
toe.
But also, when he created the chicken, he also taught the chicken how to be a parent too. Or that, so he taught him how
That's
to
what Karen
feed.
B was saying. So that's because
Yeah,
they
but
created
when you
adult
make the
chickens,
chicken, when you
not
make the adult
chickens.
chicken, you don't teach the chicken to be an adult. You've
Yeah,
made
but
an adult, but the adult's
that's
done
more
this
of
learning
No,
through
it
the
that's
bred the
more of
experience.
adult
an
chicken as it
instinctual
was.
thing.
That's
Oh
an
boy.
Programmed
instinctual.
Hey
instinct.
Nathan,
Guys, one at a
I gotta
time, please. One at a
I'm
time.
gonna have to run. I wanted to just ask you how I sound because I'm using that thing called iRig. I don't know if you guys heard of
Sounds
it.
good.
It's for like guitar
Super
players.
clear.
It's it is okay. This is one
Sound
of those
Sounds pretty
quality
things.
is
good.
a
It's a
little
little
low, but you are coming through loud and clear.
But that's
Only
where
to you, Arwen. He's like 10 by 10 with me.
Well, that's where evolution comes in because it's about experience and getting more complex as it goes on. So you learn the lessons as well as as getting more complex as things go on. So there was never really a chicken or an egg to begin with, and as things got more complex, eventually.
Tommy, we're
Yeah.
pausing for a sound check here for Haunted House.
Oh, sorry.
And I'll
So
and I'll
Haunted,
ask,
yeah,
I'll
Arwen
answer
says you're
that too.
low.
I'll
You're
respond to
like
that.
10
You
by
know,
10 with
it's a
me.
matter of
No,
like
not
it's
low, not
a matter
low,
of like
just a little
how
low quality
badly
sound.
do you.
I'm saying he sounds like he's in a perfect amphitheater for me.
All right.
Well, it's not really in a proper environment in the car. So this here is a little receiver. You could put in your pocket. It accepts a balance cable, which is a good thing, and it's hooked up to like a professional microphone. Although I don't think it's even. The problem is it's got headphones out. So basically, you could walk around the street and record whatever you want. You could plug a guitar into it and record. I was just using it as an interface and wanted to see, but then I'm not even really in the Hangout. So, but anyway, when it comes down to convincing someone else of your idea, you got to ask yourself, what do you really need that for? And if you like, do we need everyone on the same page with these things that are really kind of hypothetical that come down
Yeah, I agree
to
with that. It's not really that
growth where they are?
relevant. But I
Right,
think I brought the debate up about this stuff because I spoke to one of the guys yesterday when the hangout finished. One of the I don't know if he's a Geordie or if he's a Scouser, but he said this is proof of creationism for me or creation.
You're talking about Riley,
It was
Okay,
Anthony Chocolate and
sleeping
Rick Ladner.
warrior, myself, and Earth Flatner.
and now it's just spiraled out. And now it's just spiraled out into a mad talk about. But it would,
It's
just
also
answering that one thing because I finished off on that point with him yesterday.
no
All right,
one's in
so
front of
the
each
way I
other.
see
You
the
know,
chicken and
it's a
the egg
digital debate.
is it would have started as an organism, whatever it is, all right? It would be in the perfect environment to thrive. But
Here he
at a
goes.
certain point, it just would not have the right conditions, so it would develop a shell, right?
All
And
right.
It
that's
can't
just the way it would
self-parent.
I can
continue.
go with that. I can go with
Well,
that.
no, of course not. But eventually it would figure out its way. It would keep evolving and evolving. And
That's not
eventually
how anything
wait,
works.
stop, man. All right. So eventually it
That
would
works.
just keep evolving like that in its environment. And once its environment was depleted of all its resources, eventually it would evolve the being able to carry the egg within it, maybe like a kangaroo or whatever, right? Just through time and through necessity, just like everything else.
Can I
Everything
ask you a
that's created,
question?
give a man a why and he'll show you a how. And I
Okay,
think
but
that's just how everything works. And there's nothing
Ridiculous
new.
fantasy.
This is right. I'm just being like you, Arwen. What's wrong with
I just want
that?
to ask
Leave me in my
you a
Because
own lane.
question when you're
your
done.
reasoning doesn't make any damn sense.
It
No, I
doesn't
just want
make
to ask him
sense
a
to you
question
because
when
you're
he's
not
done.
Just a
thinking about it.
cartoonish fantasy.
No, I just
You're
want to
not
ask him a
thinking about
question when
it.
he's done.
All right, go.
All right, if I take a baby and I stick it in a
So
room
cute.
and I stick 1,000 hamburgers in there, do you think that baby's gonna starve to death?
You're thinking in terms of today.
Don't
You
tell me
got to
what I'm
go back.
thinking.
You
I
gotta
will
go
go back to the beginning of humanity.
Obviously,
Because
obviously,
To the
without
beginning
it,
of
the answer to
humans.
that question would be
To the
different.
beginning of humans.
No.
The beginning, the very first human. It was a baby instead of an adult, as the story goes. The story
Yeah,
said that they were adults.
Bunny
So we're going
rabbit,
to say it was
it
a
might have been
baby,
apple,
and
which
we're
was
going to say that there was 1,000 hamburgers within 15 feet, of that
No.
baby.
Yeah.
Is the baby going to starve to death?
It's gonna starve to death. Maybe. I don't know.
Depends on if it's ever
Here's the thing,
eaten
though.
and can
Here's the
digest.
thing, though.
Hang on, Arwen.
We-
This question is for him, and
Here's
because
the-
he
yeah,
said that
right.
if over time that it'll learn and it'll be able to do all these things, but the thing is, over time, it's not going to learn or do those things. Over time, it's going to starve to death, and then those hamburgers are going to rot. The baby's going to die before those hamburgers rot.
I'm talking about a simple organism that doesn't need much, eventually evolving into that baby. You're talking about a baby in this current prison system that we live in.
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
The men have put us into this cage where we can't evolve, animals can't evolve, nobody can do anything. We're all just in a giant zoo and we're not able to turn into anything else anymore. But way back when we were not being controlled, then that might have been a possibility for things to naturally evolve and die. Even people now, like kids, there's some kids that grow to be 5 months in the womb, and they should die because they are not viable.
We're still experiencing evolution now.
But our technology allows this 5-month fetus to thrive.
That's not
and
evolution,
it shouldn't.
though.
And
That's
it shouldn't.
not
Right.
evolution.
Right. That's containment. That's our government, our society
not
controlling
evolution.
us. If we did not have this control, this cage that we're in, things would continue to evolve. But I think it's
We're talking about macroevolution.
There is no proof of evolution. There is no evolution. How do you think?
I know.
things are
I'm
gonna
about to give you
continue to
evidence,
evolve?
right? You've got
I'm
evolution.
not saying
your
I'm
teeth,
not
right? Let
saying
me
evolution is real.
have a thought.
I
Let me
don't
talk.
understand. Like you keep using this word evolve, evolution, but there is no proof of evolution.
Can I give you an example?
How are we ever evolving?
You're right,
I'm
Karen
not
B. Let's
saying
give Tommy a go real quick.
different
But you're
now,
right,
like,
Karen
Alright,
B.
go, Tommy,
You're right.
go.
Can I give you an
Adult
explanation?
males can adapt.
Right, you've got.
Hang on, Arwen, hang on. You're right
They
too.
don't-
Karen's right.
they
Let's give
don't
Tommy a
change.
go real quick.
An explanation of evolution. You've got crocodiles and alligators, and you've got different sorts of the same species that have very different things, like the way their teeth are shaped, the way their eyes are positioned, because of their environment. They've had to adapt to. And as they're breeding, the ones that are more fitted to the environment, they more go into that area.
Says
And
who?
you've
Hold
got
on,
your teeth-
Tommy.
your teeth-
Tommy, hold on,
a
hold on,
certain
Arwen,
boundary.
hold on.
Okay, so
I've
you
been
can tell me the difference
Hang on,
between
Arwen,
a
hang on,
tiger.
Arwen.
Look at the size of a tiger.
Hello?
Look at the differences between a
Tommy.
tiger and a house domestic cat. They're
Tommy.
both cats, but they're both very different.
Tommy,
And
we've
it's the
heard
same-
your example. So, where's the scientific evidence of this story that you've just told us?
Well, you've got teeth. You've got
Sorry,
wisdom
don't
teeth
give me
in
the
your mouth.
story again, Tommy. Where's
Yeah.
the scientific evidence for
Same proof of
evolution?
the air that you breathe is proof, is it not?
Oh,
For your-
God, Tommy, listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Do you remember when it was the flat Earth versus globe Earth and we did this? Well, just listen.
And I'm
listen,
giving you the proof that you
listen
proved
to
oxygen
my
by saying-
question.
I heard you say it yourself.
Shut up! Listen
I
to
heard-
my question. What is your scientific evidence for evolution?
The same proof that you use for oxygen by breathing it.
Sorry, that's not proof
You've
of
made that
evolution,
argument
my
yourself.
friend.
I heard you say
Listen
the
to the
argument that we
words.
breathe air,
Ah, I'm going to treat you
therefore
like a
that's my
baby, have I,
evidence.
Tommy? Tommy,
The
have I got to
same
treat you like a little
ridiculous.
baby?
That's
Tommy,
ridiculous.
repeat the words I've said. What is your scientific evidence for evolution?
Nice. Put it to bed, Nathan, please.
The same scientific evidence you have for oxygen.
Really, what is scientific evidence, Tommy?
Zero.
Tommy,
Zero, zero.
Tommy, don't tell me what it's the same as. Tell me what scientific evidence is.
You breathe air, do you not?
Is this what scientific evidence is? It me breathing air, Dumbo? Tell me what
Tommy.
scientific evidence is. Don't tell me what it's an equivalent of. That's
I'm
oxygen.
repeating back your arguments
Tommy,
that you have
this is
made
the same.
yourself for
Tommy,
oxygen.
just real quick, Tommy. This is the same thing that you gave us with your friend who said that he can demonstrate gravity, but he can't prove it. That's all you're saying right now.
But he's made this
Why
argument
can't
to
he even
prove oxygen
demonstrate
by
evolution?
saying I've heard him say this. I'm quoting what he said.
Yeah, but you're trying to prove Uh,
I heard somebody say it. Well, that's.
I heard Nathan say that my proof of oxygen is that I breathe air. That's all.
Those words didn't cross my lips, you lying sack of shit. How dare you? Those words did not cross my lips.
Only proof of pressure, Tommy.
Hold on. Let's not move past my question that Tommy has ignored. So, do you know what my question is? Were you paying enough attention to be able to repeat my question?
Okay, so the proof of evolution.
No,
is my
dumbass.
wisdom teeth.
Listen.
Wisdom teeth.
Listen. Can you repeat my question?
Okay then. No, I cannot prove anything. Like you cannot prove things. Also.
Yes, science proves things. That's why I asked you for your scientific evidence.
The same scientific evidence that you had for making your assertion about oxygen.
Sorry. What assertion? I haven't made any assertions about oxygen. This is a straw man.
I collectively remember you saying the words, I breathe air, that I don't need no more proof than the fact that I breathe it.
That's
this
air
is what
pressure.
I'm trying to tell you, Tommy.
That's gas pressure.
He said that in reference...
Everyone's getting booted. What's going on?
I think mobile's dropped.
It's a drop.
Oh, okay.
Mobile's dropped.
Tommy, listen to the words again. I asked... Oh, hold on a second. My kid's got a... Not beating her. Nobody's getting hurt. Nobody died. Nobody was injured.
Did you hear that?
So I'm not saying I believe in evolution. I'm not saying I believe in creationism. And that's where I stand, is I'm in a place of not knowing. So I don't know why we have to go with a creator is the facts and all this. We just don't know these things. And
So
that
you're
should be
agnostic about
okay.
it. You're
Yeah,
agnostic.
we just don't know. We just don't know.
Agnostic.
Well,
Yeah,
because we don't have the forum to discuss this at length, I would just recommend, as I said before, I would recommend the debate between Greg Bonson and Gordon Stein.
Yeah. Can you put a link or something?
Yeah. I just want to say it out loud, and I will put a link in there. And then there's also a couple of authors I'll recommend that deal with presuppositional issues that I think are key for us to consider.
Yeah. Creationism is presupposition.
Every argument is a circular argument. You
Hold
cannot
on, Travis. Hold on.
circularity.
Hold on. Have you got Pete Repeat out the back chat? Have you got Pete Repeat out the back chat?
All right, I took him out.
Nobody's listening to me. Have you got Pete Repeat out the
Yeah,
back chat?
I just got him
stopped,
out.
So,
Earth Lightner, I just took him out.
Anyway,
Wow.
Tommy, Nathan says he has proof that there is pressure by the comparison to the air that he breathes. That's the reference that you're confusing, not he has proof of air because he breathes it.
Because I'm a bit confused that by breathing the air is actual proof.
No. By him breathing air, he has proof of pressure. That's not proof of pressure next to a vacuum. That's where you're pulling that reference from, that part of your ass. That's where he's pulling that from.
So
and I'm trying to help you here.
So pressure is... so proof of pressure is breathing air.
The proof that there's pressure, yes, that's when he's saying breathing pressure. We know that there's pressure, but that doesn't say that there's pressure next to a vacuum, and that doesn't prove gravity. Those are two elements that have been tried to use as straw mans against Nathan,
the proof
and
of
they don't
pressure
work.
is breathing oxygen. By definition, the proof of pressure, air pressure, is breathing oxygen. That's
Pressure, exactly.
So I'm proving pressure by breathing.
Right, you're proving pressure by breathing, exactly.
Okay, so I can't prove evolution by my wisdom teeth that are no longer needed.
No. That doesn't work.
So you can breathe to prove, but you can't point into your own mouth where your teeth are, and that's not evidence.
No, that's
try and
not.
ask my question again, right? One more time. I'm going to mute everybody because my kid's just about shut up enough for me to say this. I've asked about 3 times. You keep rephrasing my question and strawmanning me about gas pressure without a vacuum, which isn't what we're talking about. I've asked it about 5 times. What is your scientific evidence for evolution?
I've made my point that if my evidence isn't as sufficient as breathing,
No, he gets it now, Nathan. He gets it now. He gets it now.
Wait.
Thank you, Tommy. Like You're not going to get slammed now. You get it.
All right, are we done with that? You guys, exhaust. I don't even know if I'm muted. Am I muted?
Oh, I haven't got a bloody answer. I've just about managed to get the question through. So, what's your scientific evidence for evolution?
He doesn't have any.
My evidence is observation.
Sorry, I'll say it again. What's your...
That's my evidence, observation.
Shut
It's part of
up!
it.
You're really beginning to piss me off, Tommy.
That's fine.
Do you understand the words coming out? You're just talking... Now you're talking over me, right? Scientific evidence. Do you understand what scientific evidence means?
No, he does not.
You don't. So stop telling me about what I've got with oxygen, dimwit. Why don't you go away and find out what scientific evidence means before telling me you've got it by making an observation?
Pressure is breathing.
Oh, you're going to do it again, are you, wanker? No. You've just explained you don't understand what scientific evidence is. Don't reassert your position again. Do you understand?
You guys understand that we have right here one of those people who will always push something that will provoke those who question? Because he can't handle it. He can't handle anything else but his own, like, stupidity. He is more out there for the reaction. You know, some people want data, some people want information, and then there are those who get a rise out of people. Poking the sides, that sort of thing. And they can't get it themselves, so they just keep repeating stuff. Anyway.
I just see it as somebody that's ignorant, that just wants to be in the know.
Absolutely.
So they feel like they know. Absolutely. They're asked a question and they dodge it until you actually get to the point where you go, do you understand what scientific evidence is? And they go, no. And you go, right, why don't you go and look into that then, rather than telling me you've got an answer from a position of ignorance. And then you get the assertion over and over and over again. Well, it's about your gas pressure. No, don't try and give me some false equivalency. Go away and look at what scientific evidence is.
Yeah, I would probably toss that person. But, yeah, so I got a $700 camera yesterday for like $360 just because the box was open. And I never considered it. It's a Sony FDR AX30, kind of like a camcorder thing. It's not bad. I don't know if you guys are like are you guys like cooled down from metaphysical world?
You're on screen if you want to show your camera.
It's not bad. It's pretty cool. I'm not used to it. It's kind of heavy, but where's my camera? I gotta flip it around. Just making it. So it's got a Zeiss lens. It's got it allows you to manually change it. What else we got? HDMI. Stabilization inside of here is like a block, a weight. So if you tip it, it'll give you like a little tone or something. But 20.6 megapixels. Not that big on zoom, but really crisp picture. But that's like it's $320 or something like that. $360. It records surround. I don't know about. I got to get one of those holders, but it says I can stream. Have you guys streamed from your cameras yet?
I've streamed from my phone.
Well, this allows you to stream as long as you have like an SSID or kind of like a WPS button on the router. So it pings and then
it works like a Bluetooth.
I like to think it produces like that movie kind of feel. The 4K is pretty crisp. This is not doing it justice. And see this guy? You guys see it moving? The lens in there. There's a lot going on with this thing.
Very nice.
Yeah, not bad. I'm like at a loss though without all the zoom power. So I'm like, shit, now I gotta get artistic.
Fair enough. on that happy note, Jonathan, I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible, and of course a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, then you know exactly what to do, but if you liked it, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!